Welcome back, guys, to Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations, where last episode, as a bit of a recap on investigating the crime scene and joining some more forces together with the power of logic, we started to piece things together, learning there was a second person within this elevator. However, at this time, Mr. LeBlanc, Mr. Finger Wagging over here, came to challenge us, angered by his own bad timekeeping revolving around a movie. With timekeeping leading us to new revelations, but with Miss Teneiro having lied about the permission she had sought for us from the captain, she has now left us with both Mr. LeBlanc and Cammy Meele, as we now head over to the in-flight shop to learn more. Miss Meele, about investigating the in-flight shop. You're of no use to me, Sleep. Wake up. What's up? I need you to come with me so I can search the shop. Go on ahead without me. I'll catch up with you later. How has this woman not been fired yet? Well, that is a question. Ooh, I'm really mad. You'd better hurry and bring to me some evidence. If you could wait just a little longer while we look into the shop. Don't number the birds before they are born. Don't number the what? I have no idea what he's trying to say. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, perhaps. All I ask of you is your patience and cooperation. Which we're going to get neither, because he stopped his finger wagging at the very least, but the point is, we didn't have to answer to him anyway. I won't talk to you. You're not very talkative back. Alright, let's head over to the in-flight shop. So this is the in-flight shop. There's quite a mess in here. You think? I guess I'll have to clean things up then. Hold on. You can't clean up a potential crime scene. Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much. I mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. There was a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. You really sell that gaudy luggage? Bags? Or were they actually called suitcases, that's one. Well, they're actually not, because they're too big. What are these? Oh, those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. Well, okay, they are suitcases, sorry. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world you try, then buy. No way, but either way, it doesn't really matter. True, either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they boarded the plane? Oh, okay. Anyway, see that? Just look at all the Mr. iFly heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? They're painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you? It is certainly making something jump inside my stomach. Huh? Oh, I guess there's no fooling your refined taste. You look like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was going to finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done, though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay? But I never showed any interest in it to begin with. It really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? This suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda. Miss Teneiro designed this. Yeah, it was a company-wide contest. Well, it does have a very sharp design sense. Sharp? Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe? I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so bleh. Miss Teneiro designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. Ah! You okay? I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Meele. Letting a suitcase freely roll around has got to be a safety violation. The plane shaking causes it to roll. In-flight suitcase displays can be hazardous. It's interesting, though. Here, I'll put it back. Hasn't it got, like, you know... Well, that one's got chocks, but that one doesn't. It doesn't have any chocks. Suitcase is designed by Miss Teneiro. That's one sharp design. Yeah, so you think. I don't know much about the shop, but you can still ask me about whatever. Okay. Did you notice anything? I'm guessing not. So what do you think about what has happened regarding this case? Oh, I don't know. I guess I think you're the killer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I can assure you that I'm here in this shop to prove just the opposite. Yeah, but it was me that got you the permission to look around. You know? So don't forget that, okay? Are you gonna sleep? Standing? How am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep? Well, you know what would really show your thanks? You see that iron for sale over there? Hi, but you're going to have to make do with my words of appreciation. Alright, well, I'll obviously have to get some more information here, but here's the missing thing. Glass from this display case's door is shattered all over the floor, and it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Huh. Wait, actually I think there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat? It's a tiny captain's hat. Oh, I swear I've seen one of these before. Have you? Have we? Oops. Was I not paying attention? Where have we seen one of these before? Let's say in here. I want to see the movie page on the right. I'm really interested in this blending of many gajillion, bazillion genres. It's on the Mr. iFly, which is what I'm carrying. There are all kinds of luxury name brand merchandise for sale in this display case. And they're lined up in just such a manner as to scream, "Buy me," to any passers-by. Is that a luxury life preserver? Inside this display case is a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale. We sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when nothing's going on. Hello, Mr. Edgeworth. Care to buy one? I sense that this shop is one shopper away from being sued. Quite probably. I mean, I feel like I should examine that a bit more, but there's some stuff on the floor here. No, I can't actually examine the stuff on the floor, though. So I've probably got to present to her at this point in time. Now look at this. Stuffed toys, just like the one Miss Meele is holding, are on display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You know you want one too. They're great for when you're stressed. Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that? Right, so I'm thinking we're combining a little bit of logic here. Because we've got this tiny captain's hat and the murder weapon, which should have been on. That probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it? Huh? Really? Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in this shop. Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. So come on, how should I know anything? I sense that further inspection of this display case is needed. Okay, we're really into it then. Back to the display case. I won't rest since I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Well, the fact that, like, what's stolen and what isn't here is just crazy. The glass on this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke it in order to take the piggy bank. But it's a bit odd that the inside of the case is so devoid of glass shards. Plus, the glass broke rather cleanly. Ah! What is it? I touched the glass and it cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth. It hurts! Contamination of my crime scene brings me just contempt for you and no sympathy. Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. So we got books, other things, weird stuff. We're supposed to deduce something here, though. The glass on this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke it in order to take the piggy bank. Yes, we're just saying the same thing then. So the goodies aren't important in any way, shape, or form. So what are we looking at here? The fact that something was taken out? But if it looks like it was shattered from the other side, like, so the glass came outwards, does that just mean that the thing fell out? It's a bit heavy, after all. I'm going to deduce the empty space. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Well, yes. Simple answer. Yes. There's definitely something very unusual about this. About what? If the killer had broken the glass to get at the Mr. iFly bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be like that. However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case. Nope, no there isn't. Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass. Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor. I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at that time too. That's nice. Which leads me to believe that the killer took the Mr. iFly from here after the turbulence. The plane shook so much during it, it made a huge mess of the shop. And Mr. iFly piggy bank has been updated. So it was a weapon of opportunity? What are we learning here? Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Meele, and listen when I'm talking. Ah! But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon. So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake? Yes, at this point that is a very real possibility. But then what if when the killer went to take Mr. iFly, they broke the glass by accident? The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely. Yeah, but there's one person who could have... Oh, yeah. What about to say, I was going on there saying one person who had the key. Oh, and who would that be? Put it together, Edgeworth. Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything. Miss Rhoda Teneiro, huh? Well, that's problematic. Very problematic. Well, not needing to deduce anymore. At least that shows up only when I need to do it. Do I talk to her or do I do something here? I mean, you could link possibly the turbulence and the suitcase. Let's just talk to her a bit. I don't know much about the shop, but you can still ask me about whatever. Oh, okay, I actually can ask you more. I cut my finger on those bad pieces of glass. Don't blame the glass for something you did to yourself. Just be more careful. Same to you. You're the one walking all over broken glass. You sure you're okay? I'm fine. Any glass I walk on, I crush. Like this. That's nice. Please be careful around the display case, okay? Wouldn't want you to get hurt. Compared to the glass around my feet, the inside of the case is nothing to be afraid of. After all, no glass fragments appear to have ended up inside. Then I guess even you could tidy up the case, right? Perish the thought. You don't want me to do anything then? I'll present this. Miss Rhoda said that this piggy bank was in the shop, right? Don't you find her a tiny bit suspicious? I don't think I can say either way yet. There's not enough evidence to convince me that she was lying about anything back there. Are you sure about that? Really? That's it? I was expecting something a bit more. So let's go about her testimony. So what is that? Are you going to give it to me? Oh, but I'm not supposed to accept any presents. Unless they're really worth something. Oh, okay. So... no more information from you? We at least got some form of response, so... let's try and connect those two things up. If we take a penalty, we take a penalty. It's fine by me. Yes, there's definitely something wrong here. What's with the sudden yelling? Tell me, Miss Meele, don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases? Oh, well, sure, they totally are strange. Like the colour and the such, they've got no brakes. That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention. Ah, you're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry. These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper. Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator. Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Meele. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind, I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she'd heard what you just said. What's wrong? She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's behind that sales poster? What's this? I've spotted something that's not quite right. What is so unusual about this suitcase? Oh, about the suitcase. I was gonna go, click up there. Well, it's the fact that it doesn't have any things. Take that! There's something very peculiar about these wheels. Huh? As in, there are no stoppers in place on these trucks, right? Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying. And... so it is very likely that this suitcase was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? Okay, what are we looking at? I mean, zooming would be pretty good first. Let's look at the price tag. $1,200 price tag. Not exactly priced by someone with a conscience, I'd say. Or someone with realistic expectations. This was apparently designed by Miss Teneiro herself. The design has a certain je ne sais quoi about it. Yes, perhaps that is the best way to put it. Oh, Edgeworth, he's a nice boy, really. Oh, we got stain. What's this? The wheel is completely covered in something. This is colouring the scent. It appears the substance in question is grape juice. But why would there be juice on the wheel of a suitcase? I guess we should open it. It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. A piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood. Ah! It's blood! It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all. Oh, done. So explain this to me. What does this suitcase have to do with the murder? I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used this suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something, perhaps? But I'm just talking about the cloth then. That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The body? The thing I believe the killer used this suitcase to transport is... Okay, it's not... Oh, actually, he is legitimately on there. So we're saying the crime scene wasn't the lift. The crime scene was somewhere else. Take that! It was the body. Something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? Okay, we've updated the iFly suitcase, or more to the point, we've actually jotted it down. The bloody cloth data has been jotted down in my organizer as well. Do the colours mean anything? But, in light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else, which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location. So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it? Exactly. What is it? Nothing. Just that I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? Ah, it's you. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat. I understand his sentiments. However, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course. If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together. I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge, and I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. Do we? Really? And yet, regarding what Miss Meele reminded me about Miss Teneiro, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. Oh, to be continued, you say? Well, let's continue. Our first act is over. We have landed. I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. And thanks to Miss Teneiro and Miss Meele, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Teneiro in private. So I'm left wondering, just what was she up to? Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation. I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. Franziska, I thought you were still in Germany. I go where I'm needed, and wherever there are criminals to be caught. Her name is Franziska von Karma, the daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you are. Don't you try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest. What? It's quite frustrating, actually. I'd hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day when a disciple of the House of von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame? Wait, it has all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim. Misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death. Franziska, do you honestly believe that I killed a man? I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I've investigated this for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then. That's as it should be. Ha! I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed alone is all that I strive for. Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together? I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town. Trust me, I had no intention to. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir. Too slow. Ah! Listen up. I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand? Mr. Edgeworth? I was supposed to guard him? A simple yes or no, detective. Yes, sir. Understood, sir. You just leave it to me. Miles Edgeworth, if you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me. Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad to see you okay. Thank you, detective. I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this. I have to admit I'm a bit curious as to what Franziska is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well, in that case I have a few questions for you. Classic music. Let's get talking. So, how is the initial investigation going? We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. And we're taking statements now, sir. That sounds like Franziska. She was always good at quick responses to a case. I'd say she was a little too quick, sir. Oh? How so? I rushed on over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow, when I got here, Miss von Karma was already here barking out orders at everyone. It was kind of creepy, as though she knew there had been a murder or something, and had come in advance to await your flight's arrival. That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this. Miss von Karma just kind of popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident. No details? It's kind of top secret, so she can't talk about it, even with me, sir. Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, detective. Although, I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine. Anyway, that's about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate. Yes, it is high time to resume my investigation. Starting with talking to the people involved in this case, afresh. Are they all here, are they? I guess I'm not allowed in. Actually, I am allowed in. This child seems to be happily enjoying the sight of so many planes. I'm all excited to see as many planes too. Just look at the size of these things. Do you like planes too, mister? The balance between the main wings and the tail wings is really something, huh? It seems that this child derives its pleasure from a different aspect. Oh, but I've also got a thing for the shape of the wings too. Here, mister. You can stand next to me. So how about that plane's wing? Thank you, detective, for leaving me out of this conversation. Hey, he was about to learn some lessons. That's the guy that got off the plane, look. This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair. I'll be pretty scared too if I got caught up in a murder investigation, sir. You get it all the time. I did it. I made it the whole flight. I'm not scared of turbulence anymore. This life vest is proof I made it alive. It's now my prized possession. How can you just take that from the plane? It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. Got nothing to do. It's got nothing to do with the murder, at least. How do you know? It could be. How do you know? Lunchland. Not bad. I guess it's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch shops. Oh, I've always wanted to give their steak lunch a try. What should I go with? I recommend our Apple special. World Flags lunchboxes. Only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunchboxes made up to look like different countries' flags. If you really want one that badly, detective, why don't you go ahead and buy one?
Is that okay, sir? Thanks. Alright then, I'm really gonna get one. Here I go. Excuse me, miss. I'll take a Star Spangled Banner lunchbox, please.
I was aware that it's the most expensive one on the menu. Why? Well, seems that we're heading this way. We're invading! Even though she told us not to come into the crime scene. Wow, look at that cool looking captain. So you must be the captain.
Why, yes I am. And who might you be?
I'm the prodigy prosecutor, Francisco von Karma, and I have a few questions for you. Ah, don't you dare, Captain, get friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive you if you do.
What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy.
I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain to be much of a reputable person.
Sure you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir?
He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I like to leave that type of witness to Francisco, no whip.
Ah!
We are going downstairs. Via the stairs in the plane. Yeah, just don't ask. It's just too much to boggle.
Now see here! Ah! Sorry, I'm sorry! How long do you intend to hold me? It is impossible for me to be the criminal, I told you!
Mr. LeBlanc.
Oh, shoo! Tell this man to stop stopping me from going! Time is money! I don't have even 1 second of wasteful time to spend!
Did you finish taking a statement yet?
Yep, all done, sir. Are you not concerned? If you're not done examining the cargo hold, I want my cargo back!
Do you? What's your cargo?
If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay!
Art? What sort of art?
Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folk costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of art.
Folk costumes? Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. It kind of looks like that other piece of cloth.
Does it?
Presenting the evidence. Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me?
Oh, it's a Bourguignon cloth.
As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose.
Yes, of course. This fabric is so famous, orders come from over the seas for more.
The bloody cloth has been updated. Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier.
No. My cargo this time is much many gigantic. You detective, when can I have my cargo moved? You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal. The stubbornness of you police is no good. It's no good that attendant refuses to exit the attendant's room too.
That attendant? I wonder if he's talking about Miss Teneiro. Do you have more to speak of? What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc?
She was taken into the attendant's room for an interview. And then they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her.
Why is Miss Teneiro's interview the only one that's taking up so much time? Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you? Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Teneiro. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room? Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances.
I understand.
You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth. Okay, time to argue with her logic. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here in the very lounge the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found. The only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect. The likeliest suspect, Francisca. Do you have a problem with that? No, but it's not like you to use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute. I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend? Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic fast. Right. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. Why am I the most obvious? Don't you think you're being a bit rash by simply declaring me the culprit? I like my affairs to be simple and perfect. I'll show you the meaning of both when I finish this whole thing within 3 minutes.
Hey, you sound like you're cooking a bag of instant noodles. Free ow!
I won't allow even 3 seconds of useless testimony to be added in my presence. I see she hasn't changed a bit. But I won't allow her to send me to prison so easily. The scene of the crime was here in the very lounge the body was discovered. Well, that's wrong.
Hold it! Or we don't believe it to be.
So tell me, Francisca, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene? I know all that I need to know in order to arrest you.
And nothing more.
Are you saying there is more I need to know?
Ah! Why did you whip me, sir?
Sorry, Scruffy. My hand must have slipped. It would appear that Francisca doesn't have all the facts of this case yet.
So we're about to give her the facts then, aren't we? By presenting
this as evidence. The body was moved, Francisca. Didn't you know? But we will let her have that bombshell.
next time on Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations.
And enjoy every second of proving her wrong. For some reason. Weird sibling spat. I don't know. Are they well, you know, all the history that's between them. You ever wonder? Do you ever wonder? Do you ever wonder what I'm wondering? Do you know what I'm wondering? I think we're going to end the episode here. Okay. Bye-bye.